Testing, coughing and testing, and clearing my throat. Well, well, well. Here we are. I was so focused on just clearing like my throat, man. Feels weird. It took up all the brain space. But we've got 74 cards. Not much left in the Anki. I was trying to knock it out as I was going along. Even the JPDB, I was like, I can let them stack up a lot for stream, but then even then, I prefer to see a lower number. Uh, it would also help if I've finally to take a peek behind. Well, I don't know, but I've got a notepad over that you can't see of stuff I've been trying to tell myself to write down to get myself ready for streams, and I wrote a few things down. I don't know if they'll help at all because it was just like calling it a stream of consciousness would be generous. It's just it's jibber jabber, but um I gotta work on it. But I started it. Uh, let's hit some cards anyway. Kyojin. But let me look at my notepad here. Like I wrote antifreeze. I was looking at a bottle of antifreeze. And I'm like, uh, that's about it. I can tell you in Japanese, futoaki. Um, there was a show that my buddy was showing me where I guess he related to the guy. I guess I should relate to the guy more, or like I don't care if I relate to people in media all that much. But it was what was the show? Atypical, I think was the name of it. And then I remember in that pilot episode he was going on about fish who have like basically like a natural antifreeze in their blood and then laughing about it. That's about the only thing I can think of as far as the topic of antifreeze. So there you go. Notepad. I fulfilled your destiny. Misejimai. Ketsuen. Zatsu. Sudan. Mo. Tomo. Moro Tomo. The Moro I always want to say is Mo for some reason. Gongan Fuson. And then we're just gonna clear these out. Clear the shop out. Control is a harder one. Kuzushi. Gongan Fuson. Gensoku. Hikitsugu. What else did I write down? Movie reviews. Yeah, I just wrote down. I was like, what have I listened to today? Because then after that, it was Discover Weekly because it's Monday and nothing too special on the Spotify. I don't know. I really haven't run out of music as far as driving for a disgusting amount of hours. Uh, and I really like the music that I have, and it's like a lot of stuff. But I did run out, and it's easy enough to listen to more. But I don't know if my passion is fading and a lot of consumption. Uh, uh, the movie reviews, even it's all from Spill, the old Spill reviews from a website called Spill.com that has not existed since like 2013 or 2014, and can't let it go. Because there's nothing like it since then. And all the new site they've made since then, or the new podcast they have is some of it's pretty good, but it's not the same. And it's funny because even when you watch the stuff when they're not doing movie reviews and it's just like the old two guys bantering just about their daily life, that's still the best, some of the best stuff because they have a good rapport. But the rapport in the movie reviews has not been the same. Uh, so I listened to all the old movie reviews I've listened to multiple times. Staving off the inevitable. So for me, like, one of the hardest parts of truck driving is like picking more media to and for like another several hours of driving and lining it all up and because you can't just be like scrolling on the phone for more stuff when you're driving, so you gotta plan it all out beforehand. And I'm running out of stuff I find to keep me hooked while driving. Audiobooks. Maybe I guess I could find a good podcast, but I don't really like a lot of podcasts. Did I already write down that as a daily? I think I might have. I don't see it. If I did do it, it would have been recent. I might use that. Something about it has a good vibe to it. Apparently it's not. Control F yielded nothing. I'll write that down. Fukan. The daily verbs too. At least this has like a good reason, or like the struggle yields me finding more stuff. I do need to increase my input for sure still, or at least my productive input instead of just like hololive clips that are the same kind of like language being used, or like the quality of my attention on the Japanese. But yeah, like we're on like 700 words on my daily words list, and it's getting harder and harder to pick words every time. It's always a little fun when the kanji has question marks over it. When this site is like, yeah, we don't know what this really means, even though it has words to which, their meaning. Oh. Panoramic view. Look, I make it all manageable. So, con. So I could probably, if I were in charge of the database of kanji, tell you like that it means like the view of something. Of course, it has a Chinese result. Kanjipedia. Um, what does this mean? Oh wait, how did I not? Imi, Miru, Mioros, Nagameru. So I guess I could say like, because I don't want to just leave question marks in my posts on like the meaning of the kanji. Look down, look at it. Is that Kanbo? Like maybe I'll write look down just twice. Why not? Maybe I can come up with a correction for that later. Con. Now that word is going to be helped in its memory. That's also the other benefit, the posts, obviously. What else have I written down here? Flashers. That was the brilliance my brain came up with. I was like, well, I was going up a hill, had my four ways on, and that is the beginning and end of the inception of flashers into this list. It didn't help that it was literally like a minute before stream started that I started slamming on the keyboard. Ikari ni Fuweru. Oh, wow. Woo. My throat is actually in pain. I shouldn't have strained it so much. I ain't gonna need auto. Ashi. And don't mistake it with Kyoku. Yeah, it's not Daiji, so it's like Koto. Ogoto. Sumiwake. And then what else? I wrote one cashier self-checkout broken, no EFS. Or ESF, I should say. At the racetrack, which is a chain, not a literal racetrack. RACETRAC. A chain of, gas stations. But there was one lady, and everyone was lined up because some guy, they were struggling to take his card to pay for freaking scale tickets. So, like, we're holding up, like, 10 plus people for, minutes over, like, a couple bucks on a scale ticket. And Seishin Jotai. But, she even tells me, like, you're gonna have to go wait in that line over there. This is only for, like, truck stuff. And I'm like, because this is the only lady, I thought she would just be taking everyone at run register, but then, so I'm like, oh, the self-checkouts over there. The self-checkouts had, like, unfinished transactions, where I guess someone gave up halfway through, which happens a lot of time with those freaking things, because then they don't work, and then there's no person to cancel the thing. So it just sits there in limbo, and you walk away, and then now no one can use the freaking self-checkout. And they always understaff these places. So everyone's waiting in one, like, unstaffed line, because the staff, like, she's working on the truck stuff line for, like, stale tickets and fuel and whatever, and they don't tell them how to accept certain cards that people have. And the whole thing just kind of really makes you, it's like one of those big what are we doing here moments, some guy eventually was able to, like, just or a customer was able to walk up and figure out how to get one of the self-checkouts to be canceled, and then, like, we start slowly, buying, like, a single item of food that we were there for. I'm so frustrated because I feel like in the big 2026 we really could have had a way to streamline the purchasing of items beyond what is available to us. I always find myself, like, less impressed with technology as time goes on. Like a couple of geniuses made, like, microchips and engines and stuff, and since then like, we've been living on the shoulders of giants, not exactly, like, building upon them. Yoroi. Oh. Then I wrote Doom Scroll Rage Bait Dating App Doomer posters. Because then, as I parked and sat down slightly before streaming, I caught myself where I knew it was gonna happen on a video where they're talking about dating apps, and I'm like, yeah, I know, because this is also how I like an experience I had. But then some of the guys in the comments go overboard with the feelings of like, oh, the dating apps, they like you scroll and scroll and then pay them and then nothing happens, blah blah blah. And I was like, I'm gonna click on this and then get like, upset, and it's gonna be on me for doing that. And then I did, and I scrolled for an embarrassing amount of time through that comment section, as I always do. I love comment section. I'm always in comment sections of everything. Like if I find out something doesn't have a comment section, my likelihood of staying around is very little, which is crazy. Unless the content is actually good. I feel like comments boost content. Like whether it's a video or just like an image or something. It's like it's one of the vestiges of social connection that you can like that you can kind of pretend to get from the internet, I'm writing that word here. Oh my god, it was the last thing I wrote. But that must have been a while ago. There's like this. I have a couple of the lists where I go from top to bottom, and I was doing that on some of the earlier streams too. This one, I don't know why. I've been letting it sit there. I should probably knock out everything on this list because, to be honest, just like I'm looking right now, and if you ask me to actually read all these words, I'm not sure if I could. But I written them down for that very purpose. In this, they're gassing up my numbers. It's gonna be like all those words because I hit that I do, and I don't always. But that's what these lists are for, is to actually iron all that out. So then once I knock them out, then the numbers aren't as gassed up on here. Like, what does it say I know? Yeah, what the heck? Oh, I gotta click here. 13,105 words, 2,136 kanji. And that is cap, let me tell you. Kyoko. How many words do I have in Anki? How do I Dex note types? Oh, 4,506. Or no, but that I've sequestered everything with those. So let me do this. Wait, how do I? Let me do this. Okay. Wait, what the heck? Why I can't? Notes cards. Huh? I don't know. Surely there's a way to get this done. Review. Spin and vary learn. Yeah. I know how to use Anki, I swear, but it's been a while since I've tried to do this specific thing. I could just add all these up manually, I guess. Oh well. It does not matter. It's just a fun number to know sometimes. Actually, I can go back to this now. I spent enough time not learning. Kyoko. Kyoko. Shigemu is what I want to say. Sagesumu. Kuri wakari. Oh, Atsuwari Ningyo. Ayatsuri Ningyo. On stream, I was saying Ayatsuri over and over and over again. And there you go. Shite. Kuro. Koromo. I am struggling with some of these words. Or a lot of them. Is this Betsu over here? Yeah, that's so weird. And you bet that we're pushing past it. Oh, and then what else have I written down? I wrote down League because I have my rant on League that I always give people in chats that I was just giving in another chat. I was that I'm now pretending to lurk in. Um, oh, because people always it gets to me about League of Legends. So many people are like, well, either whether or not they play it or not, or actually hate it or not, but people talk so much about it in a way where it kind of gets to me because League to me exposes like a very prevalent, like I might hesitate to call it a weakness, but like a misunderstanding of why they themselves are playing a game. There's a rift between why like people logging onto a game and then like I guess expecting to get satisfaction out of certain things in a game. Um, to me, it's like this. Okay, you queue into a game with 9 strangers, and if you expect consistent behavior or performance, I would almost say that you're like an idiot. Or like if you get mad about this person did this or this person, but like the enemy was good, my team was bad, or this person was like, uh, you know, it's like you you really walked into that. And also the other aspect of it being that the win or loss does not matter. Your ranks don't matter. There's people really. I feel like in a way, it's like you would lose. Uh, you can lose your affectations of like, or like you can lose like your delusions of. Uh, golly, I wish I could put this better. Maybe I should actually write it down. But you feel like you're gonna lose something if you try to acknowledge like the way things don't matter. Some of the things in life, but then it's like I feel like you actually gain back uh, the fun of them when you admit they don't matter. And like social media, like people need to realize that nobody cares about your photos on social media but yourself. Some people may humor you by looking at them, but that's about it. And especially, I mean, like your kids, your dogs, or I mean, almost anything. The your food, the landscape you saw, and it's just the whole. So many data, like so much of the internet is just filled with a facade, because like, so because they're holding our social media photos and posts, you know, and your rank in whatever ladder in whatever game, nobody cares. Especially, I mean, if you're like number one, or if you're like top 10 in some game, but even then, like if you don't play a game, how many of you can name like the best players in like dive kick? Or not, you don't even have to go that obscure, like Tekken maybe. Who's the best Tekken player? Tell me someone who doesn't play Tekken, tell me that. And and you know, so imagine someone who's just kind of in the ladder, like rank whatever, and but they're grinding it and playing like this. So much of their life gets uh hinged on their performance in their rank, and it's something that doesn't matter. And League is obviously probably like the pinnacle of that. And uh, you know, our current culture. But so much of gaming, you know, like rank can be a little bit of fun, but we immediately take it too far. And I've kind of abandoned all that. But then I even found myself, like I've been playing a lot of chess in my downtime, and like I chill most of the time, but I've made some really dumb mistakes to where I lose like I'm winning and I make a blunder and immediately lose, and get kind of mad, but for a moment. Ugh. And it's like, what do you know? Why'd you get on? That always hit so hard as like a kid, where you'd be mad and your parents like, then why are you playing? And you'd be like, shut up. But it would hit so hard because it's like you have no argument against it. Sometimes the fun, it peaks above that, like the unfun. But really, when you scale it all back, I think a lot of, well, I think we suffer from luxury, and I think like not only the social media and stuff that people, it's like used as an instrument to take advantage of us and not for great, but uh, I I go back immediately to social media. Like I always say, gaming, social media, gaming, but then gaming as well. It's uh like I think we if you could hit a button that eliminates a lot of games that we've ever made, or like the progress on how it's been given to us, we might benefit as a result. I feel that way about alcohol too. Like if we could do a prohibition, but like eliminate the memories of like if you could eliminate the effects of alcohol or uh from the human experience, and then like mass wipe everyone's memory so no one gets mad that it's gone. I feel like obviously we would benefit, right? There's no way it's a net positive in society. Uh, yeah, I'm almost out of cards. I'm remaining silent through a lot of them, and I would like to say it's because I'm focused on trying to talk, which is kind of true, but also I actually am like not knowing how to read a lot of them. I'm down to the last thing that I was thinking about, which is stretching, because I was stretching. And my buddy and I have started I'm doing a 30-day to splits challenge thing that I saw on the internet a while ago that's apparently like kind of legit and uh, relatively popular little blog post thing that someone did. But then I don't know if he has the exact same goal, but we're stretching every day. That's the idea. I don't feel like elaborating on stretching. I could. I can elaborate on anything. Chocho. Oh, I actually like this. Let's do that. Stick that there. Do a little bit of that. 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 And that. Oh, what are we doing? There you go. It's so simple, but I've never seen it. I like this little use of language here. Help long. It's too much. It's always nice to get ahead. Uh, I used to stack these up like way ahead of time, but then it's like slowly by slowly I eliminate them one by one, and then on the day where I take one away, I don't add another one, and then I'm out of words again. And the time where I usually try and post the word, I'm like just sitting there like I don't have a word. I'll have to, and then I get busy with work and stuff, and I almost fall behind on my daily words. I was gonna say, where's my TTS at, bro? Good new words. Oh wow, I just wrote that one down without it actually showing up here because I was looking up like pretty much the same thing. Finally, AutoMod stops a bot. What took them so long to be able to do such a thing? Oh, it's a beta smart detection. Okay. Well, that one, I mean, it's, yeah. Stream boo, cheap viewers here. I wonder how many people click on those. I wonder if they do that as like a honeypot. Like if the streamer actually clicks and then like signs up, they just get banned from Twitch themselves. Like Twitch themselves runs that those sites. Here, I also have no more written banter available. I don't even feel like browsing. Shutsujo. Shutsujo. Takai. Someone's blowing their air horn out there. I always have to scroll down and see the image and listen to that dialogue there. I don't know, it's a fun tiny moment of time to me. I like this word. Choda no retsu. He's so quiet to me. I don't know if you can even hear him on stream, this guy. Hold on, let me turn my little stream monitor up. Yeah, he seems really quiet to me. From my earpiece that has the stream playing. That particular TTS. The others have like a tasteful quietness to them. He seems like a slightly untasteful quietness. Ho ga yuru. Ho ga yuru. Daishori. Chobo. Only 8 new cards done. Huh. Alright. Went down as well. I kind of like that. Is there an uncommon kanji writing? I often find myself posting those. 189, 1336. What about this one? 13. Those are always a little fun, even if not very useful. I might write it. Did I save? Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, there's a lot of newer, or like, readings in these new words, which is not always the case. Sometimes when I want really new words, I have to just keep clicking, 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 and yeah. Well, to be fair, the backlog I get when I do that, I'm clicking because I already know how to read most of the stuff, so it's not too much worse. Because even if it's a lot of cards, I can click through them in the reviews fast too. But yeah, I'm already like tapping out as far as streaming. All right, in this stream that is. Let me probably erase that stuff on my sad little notepad there. Oh, what do y'all think? It feels silly only streaming for 37 and a half minutes, especially because like I keep kind of complaining about no one showing up or talking to nobody. But I think one of the things you have to try and do is stream for a little bit longer. Uh, I wonder, like, is frequency a good factor as much as time? I can also continue to display my conditions that I'm streaming from, like in my work hours and stuff. It always helps to complain about things, especially inactionable things. And it helps to be sarcastic a lot. But no, yeah, I will continue to. I'll like, I guess, cut myself my own deal of like the more streams I have that cut short. If it's a problem, I just need to prepare more for the next one, and get on it. So anyone who watches this ever, if at all, uh, is appreciated. Plain and simple. And what we're gonna do is hit the button. Cheers, y'all.